called Beckett's. It is halfway between the Naval Museum and the Southsea waterfront area, and we're walking now down to the D-Day Museum. But there's also a little fun amusement park in this area to explore, as well as the beachfront and seaside. Monument to the Battle of Trafalgar, and we are at the Portsmouth beach area, Southsea, and you can see across to the Isle of Wight. And later on today we'll probably take the hovercraft over to the main town and check it out. Beautiful day walking along the waterfront, Southsea in Portsmouth. We're coming up to Military Monument, and there's a commons area, which is a green space that the city can enjoy. Beautiful war memorial, World War I and World War II, along the waterfront. War memorial to World War II soldiers outside the D-Day Museum in Portsmouth. This landing craft was used to carry Sherman tanks inland. The personnel landing craft we saw at the Naval Museum yesterday, that was one you could board down at the dockyard. This one transported machines, the other one men hitting the beaches.
Safety.
So imagine all this equipment and men all piling out onto the beaches of France. So we learned from the volunteer that this tank landing craft was actually one of the first to hit the beaches and release the tanks to clear the way for the infantry who would follow. That's only with the British. The Americans did not use these larger ones to drop the tanks, and they paid the price at Omaha. Captain would be guiding the ship into the right spot, probably one of the most dangerous places to be, with all the shrapnel and machine guns flying throughout this. And you can see he's protected by two machine guns, I'm sure, to try to stop the Messerschmitts and Stukas from attacking this landing craft. So this Sherman tank was actually a Canadian one, and they called it the Grizzly, and it was part of the 7th Armored Division. So a nice connection. Just imagine that rolling off the decks.
We began bombing the enemy's vital defences, as well as railways, bridges, and communications. Our friends and resistance will be joining in. Early the following day, paratroopers will drop behind enemy lines.
Imagine landing, having to get through the barriers, scrambled loose rocks over the seawall, through barbed wire, minefield, barbed wire, up a cliff, gun embankments, more trenches, machine gun posts, and then out to success. Sergeant Bob Sayers, 29th U.S. Infantry Division. And 5 people died. So that was it. We had Charles Henry, no budget, very bad. the infantry had 2/3 of the casualties in Normandy. Here's a French dress made from a British parachute. And the British enjoyed some French champagne. This is the D-Day tapestry, and it replicates the Bayeux tapestry.
Very recognizable.
Yeah, and all the awards, yeah, battle medal awards.
Tells the whole story from both sides, and it was modeled after the Bayeux tapestries in France, depicting the Norman invasion. Beach.
The aircraft carrier's leaving now. Paul! And it was very, very lucky. Nobody I actually knew particularly what was killed. Mr. O'Wonder by Paul. Mr. Harris, I remember. That was very well.
Just beautiful seeing the huge Prince of Wales, one of the two carriers that the British Royal Navy have, head out of port. Watching the departure of the carrier Prince of Wales out of Portsmouth Harbour. Heads out to sea through the English Channel. Part of the D-Day complex is an old naval fort. And you can look over to the entering into the Southsea Castle, and this is where King Henry VIII watched his beloved Mary Rose sink. And there's the man himself. And there is his. So this fort was used by the British military up until the 60s. This is the Southsea Castle, and just out here was where the Mary Rose sank when it was battling the French fleet. The French fleet were coming in, and you can see that the HMS Prince of Wales is still out there. It's probably waiting for the F-35s to fly out and land before it heads out. And then the English fleet came from there, and they met in the middle.